Hello guys, I'm Ben, and today we are going to be making a block, and oh, the rain outside is ridiculous. England it was quite sunny earlier, and now it's just started raining. It is 2:10 on the 7th of the 7th for anyone that wants to know, and if it's raining where you are, I want you to comment saying rain because that is absolutely insane. Alright, anyway, great start to a video. We're going to be making a block today. So, yeah, basically you've got these things. So you want to go into client src net.minecraft.src, and you want to make a class called mod underscore and then the name of your mod. Now, because mod loader reads files called mod underscore something. It doesn't matter what it is afterwards, but it has to be mod underscore, else it won't be read. So that's why we do that. So we're just going to call this something like tutorial. And let's make this. We have to make this extend base mod. Now base mod is again part of mod loader, and it contains lots of files that we need to actually make our blocks and our mods. So hover over this red line and put add unimplemented methods. If the red line isn't there for you, like it was in my bucket one, and I got so many complaints, just just add them manually. Use common sense, people. It's the best policy. Common sensity. So anyway, there we go, and we have these things. Basically, this get version method is getting the version of the mod, maybe, and the load thing is loading it. This is run like as soon as this file is read. Now, we're actually going to add one more method called public string version, and this is going to return 1.2.5. If you are in another, release, then put that release there, but I'm in 1.2.5, so put that there. And for get version, we just want to return pi, so 3.141592654. Pi mathematical pi 3.141592654, but you never know, they don't use that on here. So anyway, we're going to want to make the variable for our block now. So to do this, we do public static final. So we're declaring a static and final variable, which is going to be of the type block, and we're going to call this Ben block. Now this is going to be equal to a new Ben block, which is going to be a class that we're going to create in a minute, and we put in the parameters 151 and 0. We do this because 151 is an ID for a block that hasn't been used. So you can do anything up to like 180, I think it might be, but like some of them are taken. So if you get an error saying like 90 is already in use or something, that's why. So then we can just do stuff like set hardness. Stone has like a hardness of 5, I think. So we're just going to put like 1f, and that's float, by the way, dot set resistance, and stone has like a resistance of like 10f, so we're just going to put like 7.0f. This is just everything you can customize, really, and you can do right. This is where we got to do something. You got to do set block name. Now this isn't actually the name. This is just something that Java uses to reference to this, which we don't have to use at all. So let's call this Yuhui Sagahui Draftiman. Alright? So that's like that. Now let's make this class called Ben blocks. Hover over Ben block and click create class Ben block. And this is going to extend block. So it's going to be a block type. And again, just hover over this and add constructor, which is actually something that is wrong. So like that. So what we do is we have to make a protected Ben block. That's a constructor. This gets called as soon as this class is mentioned in any other classes. This is ran. So we've got this int par1, and int par2, which we're going to change to I and J. Oh, like that. So it's going to say super IJ, and then it's going to say the material that we want this block to be. So we want this block to be a wooden material, so we can break it with our hands, and it uses an axe to be chopped down. Now there's a few methods we have to stick in here, like public int ID dropped, which is we have to put int int I, random R, and then int J. Let's import random. So we're going to return the thing it's going to drop. So to do that, we do return mod underscore mod underscore tutorial, which is this class here, and we want to return this block. So what we do is do mod underscore tutorial dot ben block, and because it's returning the ID, to get the ID we just do dot block ID, like that. So that's how that works. Now we want to get the quantity dropped, so public int quantity dropped. Now we're going to be a bit fancy here, alright, and what we're actually going to do is return a random amount. So to do this, we do int I, which is something I'm just going to create, is equal to 1 plus r dot next int. So what that's doing is it's going to get a number, massive number, and it's going to add 1 to it. But we don't want that. We want it to be limited to 16. So it's going to say, right, I'm going to get a random number between 0 and 15, and then add 1 to it. Okay? And then return I. Like that. So it's going to return this I amount. And again, we just got to do public string version and return 3.141592654. Oh yeah, I don't think you return the 4. I think it's just 3.141592655. Okay, so that's that class done. That ben block. So now we're just gonna have to register our block and stuff in this load method. So what we do is we do mod loader dot register block, and we're gonna register ben block. Okay. Now we're gonna add a texture for our block. So to do this, we do ben block dot block index in texture is equal to mod loader dot add override. And the first string is the where it used to be, so it used to be in terrain.png ong, and we want it now to be in blocks. I made this blocks, and it's called benblock.png. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. So that's basically where the new texture for this block is going to be stored. And now let's add a name for this block. So modloader.add name. Now this is going to be the actual in-game name. So we want to get the ben block, add name for ben block, and we're going to call it ben block, just like that. So that is basically it. But we have to add a crafting recipe for this block. So to do that, we do modloader.add recipe, and it's like a new item stack, and it's going to be an item. It's going to add the recipe. The thing we get from the recipe is going to be a material. Oh wait, sorry, no, it's it's just ben block, and then comma 10. We get 10 from it when we make it, and then the crafting recipe itself is going to be a new object array. So that's like that, and in here, this is where we put the recipe. So to do this, you do quotation marks, and then what you want. So we could put a star here, and then a comma, and then quotation marks, and then a % sign, and then a comma, and then quotation marks, and then a star. Now, what this means is that's the first level, that's the second level, and that's the third level of crafting table. So we do character dot value of, and then a apostrophe, and then the one we want to make change that into a block, and then you do comma block dot dirt. Okay, and then we can do character dot value of, and then a quotation mark, no, then apostrophe, and a percent sign, and then comma block dot wood or planks, like that. So that's the first level. So on the first level we have to put a dirt block. On the second level we have to put a plank. On the third level we have to put a dirt block. So that's how that works. Now we need to add our texture in. So I made this little texture here called Ben block, which looks pretty amazing if you ask me. And you put this block, you go into your bin Minecraft, and because I made this folder called blocks, you have to go into blocks and put it there. And you also have to go into your src Minecraft, then make this folder called blocks and put it there. So we are basically done. So let's run the debug client, because with the debug client we are able to make adaptations to the code and for it to update in real time without having to shut down the game and start it again. Let me have a drink here. Alright, so open this, let's go into this world and ignore these, it was testing earlier. So let's get some wood. We need 2 wood. Why are the cows so loud? So make a crafting bench. Let's get 2 dirt, and we put dirt on top, bottom, and a wooden plank in the middle, and we get 10 Ben blocks, and that is all good. So if we place down a Ben block, you can see it looks like that. If we just, let's get rid of all these. If we break this Ben block, you see we got 10 from that. So now if we place it again and break it, then you'll see we only got 3 from that. So you see it's a random amount that we get between 1 and 16. It will never be 0 because we added that +1 to it. If you don't add that +1 to it, it will be between 0 and 15, because that's how the random.nextInt method works. So thanks for watching. Next episode we're going to be doing about items, so look forward to that. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, be sure to just leave a quick like just for me for 1 second, really helps with the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.